Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURIN IZZATI binti MOHREE. I am 11 years old and I am from SK OLAK LEMPIT. Today, I would like to share a very interesting story consisting 20 pages entitled The Princess Who Wasn't, written by TEMPLETON, an award-winning Louisville-based author and illustrator of stories for kids and all ages. The story was set in a faraway place. There were 5 kingdoms. 4 of them were very famous, popular, beloved, and made a lot of money from tourism every year. But the 5th kingdom was small and poor. The king and his advisor sat down to figure out what the other kingdoms had that theirs didn't. Princesses, said Larry, the chief king advisor. Snow White, Cinderella, Rapunzel, and the Sleeping Beauty live in those kingdoms. But us, we don't have a princess. Everyone likes princesses. How do we get a princess? Asked the king. The chief suggested that they just hire one instead. So, scouts were sent throughout the kingdoms to find the most beautiful girls. The king and the chief had put together a list of traits necessary on how to be a princess, and beautiful was on top of the list. Of course, when the young ladies heard about the search for a princess, they all wanted to be chosen, except Katie. Katie was a sheep herder, but unfortunately for her, she was chosen by the king's men to come up to the castle to try out for the princess job. 4 other girls were chosen, 5 including Katie. 5 of them were brought up to the castle and were being asked a lot of questions. What would your first act as a princess be? Why do you want to be a princess? I don't, said Katie when it was her turn. What? Exclaimed the king. I thought every girl in the kingdom wants to be a princess. Well, I don't. I want to be a sheep herder, which is what I am. And why are those things make a princess anyway? Who said a princess must be someone elegant, pretty, or do nothing except marry a prince or go to a ball? So saying, Katie walked away. The next day, the king went up to meet Katie. What brings you here, sir? Asked Katie. I was up all night thinking about what you said, and I think you're right. It wasn't fair for me to single you and those other girls just because of the way you look. I think a princess can be whatever she wants, so I want you to have this. The king held up a tiara, the official headgear of princess. Katie was surprised. She hesitated for a few minutes, then she said, I appreciated your majesty, but I don't want to be the princess. The king smiled brightly and knew he'd made the right decision as he said, That's just it. You're not the princess. You're a princess. I hereby appoint you as the princess of sheep. The king put the tiara on top of Katie's astonished head. And he pointed at the milkmaid across the road as the princess of milks. From then on, every girl in the kingdom was a princess. Tall, short, thin, fat, pretty, and let's just say pretty in a different way than the others. They were indeed each princess in whatever they were best at. And Katie, the princess of sheep, now lived happily ever after. So, dear friends, in this story, my favorite character got to be Katie. I love her honesty and boldness when she explains herself to the king. She don't buy into society's idea of the perfect woman. Other than that, my favorite part of the story is when the king admits his mistake. That means he listens to his people and respects other people's opinions. Indeed, communication is a vital component in successful leadership. I've learned that we don't learn anything by talking, only by listening. So, dear friends, in conclusion, This storybook had taught me the true beauty and the confidence to pursue on what you love. Don't let other people's standards, belief, limits become your own. Set your standards sky high and aim for the top. I really recommend you guys to read this storybook. It really taught me about the true beauty and the confidence, and always follow your heart. That is all from me. Thank you, everyone.